Good afternoon, everybody. We're in the middle of week 2 harvesting beans here at Wishwell Farms. The yields remain the same, very poor. However, I can't complain about the weather. Absolutely gorgeous weather for harvesting beans. We have a light breeze and sunshine every day, so we're able to get back out in the fields and start running right after lunchtime every day. And then it allows me to work on the produce farm in the mornings. We're still picking tomatoes and peppers, broccoli, cabbage and cauliflower, and cleaning up the greenhouses. So still have things going on there at the produce farm, but in the afternoons and evenings I try to help out hauling beans as much as I can. So let's get this truck unloaded, and then we're going to head back over to the north fields that we're running here today, and we'll hop in the combine and see how things look from Joel's perspective in the combine. Those are some very dusty beans today. Things have been going pretty good. We've got a couple hours left here in this 80-some acre field, and then we'll head across the road. We got about 52 acres or so over here. We would like to get this done tonight before the moisture sets in. I think around 9 or 10 o'clock we'll probably start seeing the moisture set in, and we'll have to call it quits. But we might be able to get all this done tonight. That's the goal. Dad's running now. Joel is taking a dinner break. So as soon as Dad gets back up here, I'm gonna hop in with him and we'll take a little ride. So I think we're only gonna have about 2 more weeks and we're gonna be done. So as long as the weather holds up, I think we're gonna finish up our harvest for the year before the end of October. That's the goal. Because you never know what you're gonna get in November. It can cut loose raining first week or 2 in November, and it might not dry out again. So we always like to get done in October, and the way things are going, I'd say that's what's going to happen. We were hoping for a little better yields in this field here, because this is about 10-15 miles north of our main farm, and they got a couple rains up here that we didn't get on the home farm, at least another inch. So we were hopeful for about 40 bushels an acre. Still terrible yields, but a heck of a lot better than 20-25 that we've been seeing in a lot of our fields on the home farm. But unfortunately, it's sticking right around there in that 25 to 30 bushel range. We've seen a couple 40s here and there in the low spots, but once again, absolutely terrible. Thank goodness for insurance. Joel went home, was eating dinner, so I'm in here with my dad now. Riding a few rounds doing beans. Well, we won't be getting any good drone footage anytime soon. I just flew into a tree and broke off one of the arms there. I might be able to super glue it, I don't know. Otherwise, I need a whole new shell. And looks like I lost the propeller. Just finished up supper. Let's go get us another load. Three more loads, we're gonna call it a night. Start again fresh tomorrow morning. Good afternoon, we're back at it again. We just finished up the 135 acres up here at the north field that we didn't get done last night. So hooking up the header cart and heading back home to finish up a couple little patches around the home farm. Well, looky there. Old Brian's farming videos, running a live stream from the combine.
Audio okay. That's one thing I noticed about this combine. It's kind of noisy.
Looks like Joel's just wrapping up a few loose ends here in this field. We had a couple acres of beans that were green last week, and they actually yielded 60 bushels an acre. 60 bushels an acre is definitely more like it. 75 would be better, but you can't complain about 60 with a year like this. All right, I'm all caught up on unloading beans for the moment. So let's head back over to the vegetable farm and get some plastic lifted. Ready for lifting some conventional plastic. So these giant blades here will go under the bed and raise the plastic shoulder up that's buried under the dirt, and the plastic will slide back across those. And sometimes it still gets bound up with melon vines and things. So you hope that the coulters up front will cut all those vines and everything will feed through the back of the machine properly. Back on beans again. On to the next field. How many bushels the acre is this field going to yield?
50. Right, 20 like the rest of them, then 25 maybe.
Hey monkey, you running beans today? Here we go. Well, I'm gonna have to get to lifting plastic tomorrow. I have a school concert to go to, so calling it a day for me. We'll pick it back up again tomorrow. I did drop off 2 empty trucks for Joel, and the way these beans have been yielding, he will be able to run for quite a while. Oops. We are back on corn. It's mid-October. Beans are pretty much done. We just have a few small patches here and there that were too wet, that we're waiting to dry out. And we are down to our final 250 acres of corn, I'm guessing, give or take. So if the weather holds up this week, I think we might actually finish up. But we are using a 6-row head, so it does take a little longer. We've had awesome weather this entire harvest season so far. I've been trying to get a ride in a combine for like a week now. Every time I have an opportunity, there's someone else in there, either Joel's wife or his niece or somebody, it seems like. But today, I guarantee you, we're gonna take a ride in the combine and shell some corn together. Joel just spooked a deer out of the corn. We were hoping for some better yields in this corn, but things are still looking the same, about 130, 140 bushels an acre. Not too good. It sure looks nice, but you know, 2 months with no rain definitely did the damage. All you big corn farmers out there, I know you're used to running 8 and 12 row heads, and maybe you forgot what a 6-row head looks like. Well, here you go. We only grow about 350 acres of corn, so a 6-row head's all we need. An old 606C. So what's the corn doing?
All over the place. Right,
Really?
It just supposedly said 230 there. I kind of doubt that, but
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'd say average of probably 130 or 140.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, it's below average, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Is this gonna fill it up?
Yeah, it should be better.
We got all those airbags fixed. Looking good now. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna go deaf standing too close to all that. It's nice to walk away from it a little bit. It's so loud. My wife and kids are always telling me I'm deaf. And this is probably why. Standing around noisy tractors and equipment my entire life. I do wear earplugs quite often when I'm out running the bush hog, whenever the tractor's really revved up, high RPM. Huh. Someone must be wanting to feed the deer. I have an idea who did that. I'm not going to say who it was though. It does make me think about something that my dad did last year though. He had two little mistakes last year that I caught on video, and because of those mistakes, I got 1.4 million views from my dad driving a combine into a sinkhole, and 180,000 views for him turning around and hitting a tree with the unloading auger. So sometimes mistakes can be good. Depends how you look at it. We just had a beautiful sunset. Another amazing night here harvesting corn on the farm. Just about done with this field, and then we're going to be moving on to another 25-acre field right over here, but it might be a little wet. I think it was planted a week later. We got a little 7-acre field right over there, and another, oh, I don't know, 7 or 10 acres right there. We'll probably go ahead and hit those next, as long as we get done by around 9 o'clock, because I don't like to run till 11 or 12 like Joel wants to. I'd like to go to bed on time, so we'll see what we get done by 9 o'clock. We are harvesting by moonlight tonight. Looks like a full moon out there. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today, past my bedtime. As long as the weather holds up, we'll be back out doing it again tomorrow. Well, good morning, and it is another beautiful morning. And I thought I'd give you a quick look at our disastrous pumpkin crop we had this year. I didn't show any of the harvest this year because it was so pathetic, but I'll give you a quick look of what we got this year. They're about gone, and I'll also throw some pictures up there of what it normally looks like when our house and farm and yard is decked out with all the decorative gourds and pumpkins and all that good stuff for the fall season. But yeah, this is our final pile of pumpkins. You know, normally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can kind of see where the pumpkins have set in the yard, where the pallets were in previous years. 6 piles of all different size pumpkins, and this year we had 2. And that's the final pumpkin. There's a few more there in the front of the market. Oh, and mums. We grow about 1,500 hardy mums, and we're down to our final, oh, I don't know, maybe 100 left out there of good ones that are sellable. There is the last of the corn shocks. And down here by the market, we just have a few odds and ends left. Mainly white pumpkins here. We had all kinds of funky gourds and squash there that have all been sold. And the last pile of pie pumpkins for the season. So not good at all. Probably an 80 to 90% loss on all of our pumpkins and fall stuff. And we didn't even sell straw bales this year because hardly anybody does wheat. We don't do wheat anymore. So I never even bothered with straw bales this year at the farm. All right, we're gonna do some disking and bush hogging this morning, and by lunchtime we'll be back out in the cornfield shelling corn. All right, just finished disking some ground where we had raised beds with vegetables earlier in the season. Now I got the little bush hog hooked up. We're gonna go do zucchini, peppers, and tomatoes. We are done for the season. Bush hogging's all done. Let's go get the plastic lifter and finish lifting all this plastic. Woo! That's some homemade pepper spray right there, folks. Capsaicin floating all through the air from those habaneros. One of the main crops we're still harvesting here on the produce farm is the broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. And we have about an acre of it right here. Had a pretty good pick on it this morning. Got about 50 bushels or so harvested. Not the greatest crop this year just because it's been so darn hot. I'm actually running irrigation right now. It's getting pretty dry. But these are called cold crops. Not cold crops, or brassicas. And they prefer cool nights and cool days. So they haven't grown real well because it's been so daggone hot. But the cooler nights are definitely helping, and it's really starting to size up now. This was all of our earlier crops that had raised beds with plastic mulch and drip tape that I actually have a video of laying all this plastic right here. Got the plastic lifter on, getting ready to finish up this plastic for today. And let me show you what this machine's going to do. So here is a row of plastic. This is conventional plastic that does not degrade. So we have to lift it and dispose of it ourselves. So this is the shoulder of the plastic. We have about a 30-inch bed, but this is 4-foot plastic, so 48 inches. So we got about 4 or 5 inches of buried plastic here off the edge of the shoulder. And we have knives on our lifter that'll go underground here and lift this up. So the plastic can either be rolled up by a lifter machine or pulled into a wagon manually by hand. All right, there's our big blades back there. They're gonna get pulled right in. And they kind of suck themselves down in the ground. The plastic is lifted fairly decently right now. So, yeah, we have some morning glory building up down there by the blades. I'll try to drive here, turn backwards with the camera down here so you can see this. So the knives are lifting that very shoulder, bringing the plastic up on top of the dirt, so we can easily pull it up into a wagon now. So that buried shoulder, you can see where the dirt was on the buried shoulder is freely released from the soil. Sometimes dirt still lands on it over here, but for the most part, it's free and ready to lift. Well, we just sheared a bolt, so I guess I won't be finishing the plastic right now after all. Right there. Doesn't happen very often, maybe once every other year. Time to go harvest corn anyway. I think the bin's almost full. Let's go up and take a look. Yep. One ring left. I know. Where's the work shoes at, right? I'm getting ready to do some training between loads. I'm gonna run in the fields. Now maybe I can see for a change. Another long day of running corn. Got another beautiful sunset getting ready to happen too. It's gonna be a late one tonight. We about have a full grain bin, and we're gonna have to move our auger over to this bin. I was hoping to do that before dark, but the sun is setting right now, and I'm pretty sure we need about 3 or 4 more loads to top this bin off. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're getting close. We've got about a foot left, and I'll turn the spinner off here in a little bit, and we'll make sure we get this peaked up really high. Final truck of the night. All right, I do believe we are going to call it a night. The grain bin is full. We got to move the auger. It's late. I'm tired. We're going to do that in the morning. So we're down to our final 4 or 5 days of corn harvest, and Harvest 19 will be over here at our farm. So stay tuned for our final week of grain harvest. Guys, thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video.